Okay, folks, we're going to get started about a minute from now. We're waiting for our Periscope audience, which, boy, hundreds are watching, and our Facebook audience is beginning to populate. I'd just like to start a little early to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to hear what we have to say, and boy, we have a lot to say within the 30 minutes that I have tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start off by just giving you a few quick announcements, and then I want to talk a little bit about what happened on CNN today and how we're going to be addressing a lot of what the president is doing as we move forward. Now, we put the word out 48 hours ago that we're going to be holding a Christmas social, a New Jersey Team Trump Christmas social, probably be in the area of Monroe Township, New Jersey, on December 10th. Within 48 hours, over 100 people responded and made reservations. So what that tells us is that people in the state of New Jersey want to get involved. And by the way, I did receive an email from someone in Pennsylvania who wants to drive to New Jersey to attend this event. So look, we're going to come together for a Christmas social on December 10th, right here in New Jersey. It's going to be about a 2-hour event, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 12 noon to about 2 o'clock, December 10th. All the information you need to know, I'm going to give you an email address. I want you to email, and then you'll get a lot of information as to what we're going to be doing. There's not going to be any long speeches. We're going to have an introduction, and then we're going to start networking. We will share with you what we're going to be doing with Team Trump as we move forward towards the midterm elections and how we plan to address a lot of issues, not only around the country, but specifically in the state of New Jersey. We are giving people reason not to give up. We are giving people reason to stand strong, to stand solid, to put their feet on the ground, to forget the past, and to move forward. We've got midterm elections coming up. We've got a presidential race coming up in 2020. So right here in New Jersey, we are starting now. So December 10th, save the date. We're going to get you all the information you need if you email Michelle at teamtrumpnj.us. That's Michelle at teamtrumpnj.us. If you forget that, email me. My email will be on the screen after this broadcast. But we'd love to have you. If you belong to a particular civic, religious, or whatever organization, come. If you are in support of the President of the United States and his Make America Great Again agenda, bring your literature, bring your organization literature. Let people know you exist. Let people know that you're out there fighting the good fight of faith for the president. But we're all coming together. Splinter groups aren't going to work, folks. They're not going to work. Every group doing their own thing is not going to work. So under the tent of New Jersey Team Trump, we're all coming together, and we're going to fight the good fight of faith, and together we're going to make America great again. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll be in Monroe Township, New Jersey at the Rossmore Village. There's a Republican club there that we are going to bring our Make America Great Again tour to. And then here in Nutley, New Jersey on November 18th, we're going to be here at 12 noon to about 1:30, 2 o'clock, live streaming at a deli, Petracco's Deli, 507 Bloomfield Avenue in Nutley. He's got great sandwiches, believe me. You're welcome to come. We're opening these Make America Great Again tour events. We're opening up to the public. So you have an opportunity to meet us, to talk with us, to meet our team, to get to know us, because together we're going to be working together for the next 2 years. You, myself, and thousands of people across the state of New Jersey and even across the country. We are not going to give up. So please email Michelle at teamtrumpnj.us for important details on these events. Well, what happened on CNN today? You could view it on our YouTube channel. You could view it on our Facebook page. It's there. I appeared this morning at 11 o'clock, and we were going down a rather good road, quiet road. The host, who, by the way, was fair to me, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, but there was a host, and there's always one or two individuals from the left representing their position. So things are going fine, and then all of a sudden the issue of Roy Moore comes up, and the fact that he's involved in this issue regarding women accusing him of inappropriate behavior. So needless to say, the Democrat, who I respect, the Democrat went off on a tangent and went down the road of trying to make the nation believe that the president and the Republican Party supports pedophiles, we support pornography, we support all of these terrible acts that certain people are alleged to have committed. Well, I took exception to that, and I did fight back, and I did address them back, and I looked into the host eyes, and I said, why is it that we're always talking about negative things when it comes to the President of the United States? How about let's talk about his Asia trip and the magnificent work he did in bringing world leaders together? Well, they went on the defensive, and then it kind of fizzled out. But you got to see how the left tries to pivot on a lot of issues away from the accomplishments of the president, and they try to talk about what I really, truly believe is manufactured news, folks. They're manufacturing things to paint a picture that the president is not capable of doing his job. And yet, what you're going to hear tonight in these next 25 minutes are a lot of interesting things you don't know about, because the mainstream media is not sending it out over the airwaves. This is why we're on the air. This is why I urge you to contact us. We, as of now, as of tonight, thousands and thousands of our Make America Great Again newsletter is being distributed nationwide. Tonight's newsletter that's going out after this broadcast is going to have complete summaries of some of the things I'm going to share with you. And we're asking you to spread the good news, to spread the word about President Trump's great accomplishments. You know, the opposition figured out how to get their information out. And you know how they're getting it out? Through a lot of Trump supporters. I must have had 500-600 messages and emails and so all these kinds of postings about Hillary and about Obama and about Soros and all of these things. And I'm asking, where are they coming from? Well, what the left does, they put them out there, and then a lot of people, good intentioned, all right, they get defensive, and I'm talking about our supporters, and they start spreading all the garbage of the left, and then they defend it. Folks, we figured it out. So here's what we're doing. We're deleting it. We're not getting any of that stuff out. We're just deleting their garbage, and it's really beginning to take effect, because I've got to tell you, based on the emails and the messages I'm getting from Trump supporters nationwide, they never realized the accomplishments of this president, because the left had them so distracted. We are no longer going to be on the defensive. We're going to be on the offensive. And the way you do this is the information that we give to you is coming directly from the White House Communication Office, directly from the Trump campaign. No opinion, no editorializing, no emotion, but facts. And this is something that the left cannot stand. The fact is that we have the facts, and we need you to get them out there. Now, let's talk about a couple of quick shots, and then we're going to move on to, look at this. See this? You never see me with paper, right? This president has accomplished so much. I've got a stack here, but I'm going to go through it just to give you a taste of what you're going to get on this week's newsletter. Quick shots. We heard tonight that former CIA Director Brennan, Clapper, and here we go again, Senator John McCain, taking shots at the president. They're claiming that the president has no idea with regard to the workings of the intelligence community. They're claiming that the president is naive when it comes to Vladimir Putin. All they do is denounce what our president is trying to do, and they criticize him. Well, I thank the good Lord that there were some people on the air tonight, and I'm certainly going to be going on the air this week, to address what these individuals said. In my view, and I tweeted it out a few minutes ago, and believe me, I know I'm starting to take effect, because I get, not only do I get hundreds of tweets and emails and messages from Trump supporters, but the left is now targeting me. They're coming after me with stuff that is unbelievable. They're garbage. I'm spending more time deleting their messages than reading the good stuff. But that tells me, though, that we're taking effect. But here's the deal with Brennan, with Clapper, and McCain. They are Cold War mentality people. They don't belong. Believe me, they just don't belong in office anymore, at least in the case of McCain. Clapper and Brennan, hey, look, you know what I tweeted out tonight? They're the ones that were in leadership that brought us to the brink of where we are today. President Donald Trump, he inherited their mess, and he's trying to clean that up. What is wrong with the President of the United States trying to create some sort of avenue of diplomacy with Vladimir Putin? or the Chinese or the Vietnamese. What is wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. The fact of the matter is that these Cold War mentality individuals would have us build a wall like that in Berlin. They don't want a wall in Mexico, but boy, I'll tell you, they want to build a wall between the Russians and the Chinese, where we need to come together to address issues, because they want to see the president fail. I'm convinced of that. You've never heard me say that, but I believe it. I believe John McCain is so bitter and angry, he just can't get over it. He just can't get over it. And look, John McCain, I'll never criticize his war record. Look, he was a war hero, POW guy, no question about it. But as a senator, as an individual who has let us down as a senator, it's time to retire. It's time to go home. It's time to go to pasture. Relax. Write your memoirs, Senator McCain. And the CIA directors who testified months ago that, well, there wasn't any evidence of meddling with the Russians, all of a sudden decide that they're coming out of the woodwork as the president is on foreign soil criticizing the president of the United States. So that's a quick shot for tonight, and you'll be hearing more about that. Bottom line is, we got a lot of swamps to drain, believe me. But we're going to do it, and we're going to succeed. Now, what about the NFL? What about, and I didn't want to talk about this anymore, but, as a veteran of 25 years in the Navy, my son, a combat veteran in the Marines, and my whole family, veterans who fought for this country, to kneel on Veterans Day, to kneel on Veterans Weekend, to kneel at the national anthem when we're honoring the veterans of this country who gave their lives, who lost their limbs. What a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace. And then Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, says, you know what, we're not going to change anything. This is standard operating procedure now. And then wants $50 million salary. Imagine that, a $50 million salary. Well, they don't represent me, they don't represent my family, and I know they don't represent a good part of this country. Folks, what we're doing is working. They could care less what we have to say, believe me. I'll get on this broadcast, we'll get on national TV, whether it be Fox, CNN, or whatever. They don't care what we say. What they do care is money. They care about the money. And the longer we protest, the longer we boycott, the longer that we cost them millions, the worse things are going to get for them. So, continue to boycott. Boycott their sponsors, boycott the stadiums. You see how empty the stadiums are? Well, there's something else that we need to do. And we will do this as we move forward. We need to get our state and federal legislatures to deny any more tax incentives or tax breaks to NFL stadiums. No more. Absolutely no more. They should pay their taxes. They should help the people in the states and the cities and the towns that they're in with jobs, and they should pay their fair share of taxes. It is ludicrous that we as taxpayers are paying individuals to protest against us. That just doesn't fly with me. But you see, we never knew a lot of this stuff until the invention of the internet, where we can now go on a keyboard and we do research, and it sickens them that we could actually learn for ourselves and get together and take action. That's what we need to do. All right, let's go down the line real quick, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of time in the next 15 minutes for some questions. 1 year ago, November 8th, 1 year ago, Donald Trump came down that escalator and he announced he was running for president. Since then, we have a conservative Supreme Court justice by the name of Neil Gorsuch. Neil Gorsuch is a conservative. We needed a conservative on the Supreme Court, and two priorities that we want to make absolutely sure that is going to hopefully get to the court, and that we're going to fight even in New Jersey. As bleak as things may be, they're not that bleak, because we're now coming together, we're emboldened. Two important things. The Second Amendment, number one. Number one, the Second Amendment, because that is a constitutional amendment that should never be negotiated, that should never be monkeyed with. That is critically important that we address that as a priority. because it is an amendment to the Constitution of the United States. You take one amendment away, you're going to take another one away, and another one away, and another one away. We are not going to allow that to happen. So we need to stand firm on that, and hopefully it'll get to that court. Secondly, I'm just prioritizing this, believe me, for the sake of being a little bit organized. So it doesn't mean that this next issue, which is very sensitive, is not second, because it's equal to, in my view, the Second Amendment, because it deals with the right to life. We need to defund in total Planned Parenthood. We need to protect the unborn. As we have a right to bear arms, unborn babies have the right to get born, to be born, to come into this country, this great land. They have a right to do that. And we have an obligation to protect them as we have an obligation to protect our Second Amendment rights. So those are two priorities that we're going to go down that road. And I'm going to be talking about that on December 10th, a little bit about these things as we move forward. So we have now a Supreme Court justice who's going to be really looking at these things, and I believe is going to be landing decisions on the side of the Constitution and the American people. That's number one. Number two, the President of the United States, unbeknown to a lot of people, even his supporters, is rocking the economy. Now, the stock market has been at an all-time high. Unemployment rate is at a near 17-year low, and the gross national product of the United States has grown at 3% in less than 2 quarters. In less than 2 quarters. Hasn't happened that way in many, many, many years. And job growth, 1.5 million more people have gone back to work since President Trump has taken office. Now, those are things that obviously you haven't heard. Now, I know what's really dear to a lot of people's hearts, and I'm going to bring the topic up right now, and that is border security and immigration. Here's something mainstream media is not telling you. And like I said, you just email us. I want to get you this information. It's all outlined in our newsletter that we're sending out tonight. In fiscal year 2017, please listen to this. This is so critical. ICE has removed 2,798 criminal gang members compared to 2,057 criminal gang members for the entirety of fiscal year 2016. Illegal border crossings have also sharply decreased by 41% compared to the same time last year. Now, doesn't this show the President's commitment to the border and in supporting law enforcement? It sure does. And he's made it clear that he's going to fight to implement a merit-based immigration system in order to ensure that those who come into our country are doing so for the right reasons. Other countries who have not established a merit-based immigration system are suffering dearly. France, Germany, Sweden. There's some countries out there where crime is escalating. There's one country, I'm not going to mention it because I really don't know if it's the country that I read about a few days ago, where burning vehicles in neighborhoods is now becoming a way of life. Think about that. Burning vehicles in neighborhoods is becoming a way of life. And most of the arrests are those who are protesting because they're here illegally and they feel that they have the right to be here legally. Folks, I'll tell you who has the right to be here legally. Those who were born here. Those who came here legally. Those who followed the law have a right to be here legally. If you're here illegally, you don't have a right to be here. So the Democrats, the progressives, the liberals, you know what? They don't want to hear that. Doesn't mean we're going to give up the fight. The President, with regard to veterans, since it's been Veterans Day, he actually has done a great job in reshaping, recreating the VA. What about this, folks? He's increased accountability, fired more than 500 employees, suspended 200, and demoted 33. You talk about accountability? You talk about having a businessman, a smart businessman in office? Well, you've got him, President Donald Trump. He's not a politician, folks. He's a businessman. That's why when he went to China and went to Asia, which leads me to this topic, he was able to sit across from the Chinese. Could you imagine? Never done before in the history of the presidency. Sitting across from the Chinese and let them know that although they were unfair to us in trade, that they were smart. They took advantage of us. He told them that. He told them clearly that the reason why they got away with what they got away with is that prior administrations, they weren't smart business people. So he put it to the Chinese, didn't he? He told them very, very clearly that things are going to change. Trade is going to change. A lot's going to change when it comes to the U.S. economy. Also, when he went to Vietnam, I heard that speech, folks. When he went to Vietnam, he was very, very clear on telling the Vietnamese assembly that he, the President of the United States, his mission is to make Americans first. America is first, as they would want the Vietnamese people to be first. He got applauded. He got a standing ovation. The fact of the matter is, he's made it very clear to the Chinese, to the Vietnamese, and all in the Asian area that America is back. And we're back with strength. And we're back with determination and conviction. America is back. Now, when it comes to North Korea, look at what he accomplished. He's got the Chinese on board. He's got the Vietnamese on board. He's got the Japanese on board. He's got people all in that region now on board doing what? To ensure that there is a complete, verifiable, and permanent denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. He did this. The President of the United States, his leadership did this. So for those who say he's naive, for those who say he doesn't really know what's going on around the world, the fact is he knows what's going on around the world. Those who are criticizing him have no idea what's going on around the world, or they wouldn't be criticizing him. They should be supporting him. But that's not going to happen. That's why we are important to the Trump administration and the Trump campaign. So he put it also to North Korea that he made it very clear. He says, you know what? Diplomacy is first. We're always going to look for diplomacy, but be put on notice. If we have to use our military, we will use it. Now, Clapper, Brennan, McCain, oh boy, did they get all worked up over that. Oh my God, he's kind of edging them. He shouldn't be poking them in the eye. He should be nice. You know what being nice got us? It got us an Iran that was able to, during the Iraq War, kill Americans. It got us an Afghanistan that's out of control. Being nice, folks, got us in a situation where we got that little pudgy guy in Northern Korea who's trying to intimidate the entire world over his empty threats. That little pudgy guy there in North Korea, he didn't know. He had no idea what he was coming up against when he decided to come against President Donald Trump. He thought he was going to talk to another Obama or another Clinton or John McCain. He thought he was going to talk to somebody that's going to be nicey nice. We don't want to offend anybody, America. We're going to go down that nice road, and we're going to make sure that everybody's comfortable. Well, President Trump made sure that not everybody's comfortable, especially those enemies of ours who are looking to destroy the United States, destroy Israel, and every free Western society across the globe. I want a president like that. I want a president who's going to stand up for the American people and stand up for our beliefs. And that's exactly what President Donald Trump is doing. And yet, we've got all these people just criticizing him day in and day out. Now, let's start going down to the half hour here. I promise you a half hour. The tax code. You're hearing all sorts of stuff. I'm hearing New Jersey residents are telling me, oh my God, my taxes are going to go up. I'm middle class. I'm on a fixed income. My Medicare, my Medicaid, it's going out the window, and on and on and on and on. Folks, don't believe it. Don't believe it. First of all, it's a framework. Nothing is solid right now, but the president's tax reform bill is going to simplify the tax code. It's going to provide relief for low and middle income Americans. It's going to create competitive environment for businesses and corporations. And by golly, it's going to revitalize our economy. Now, do some research. John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, they did the same thing. They cut taxes, and the economy grew. The employment rate grew. I mean, things started to really grow when the presidents Kennedy and Reagan cut taxes, and now President Trump is going to do the same thing. So the tale of woe coming from Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, the left, the liberals, don't believe one word of it. It's still a work in progress. So the president made a promise. He's going to make sure that he's going to take care of the American people. I believe that. And I hope to God that you believe it too. You're going to hear rumors. There's going to be all sorts of crazy stuff going on where people are going to be out of work, where people are going to be unemployed, and on and on. It's not going to happen under this president. It'll happen under liberals and Democrats. We're going to see that happen in New Jersey next year. $15 minimum wage. Good luck. Good luck, unions. You fought for a $15 minimum wage, so when 50% of you get laid off, don't come crying to the Republicans for help, because that's how it works. They promise so much to so many and deliver to so few. But we're not promising anything but this, that we are going to work very, very hard with this president to make America great again. So this is what I'm asking you to do tonight. As you did last week, and boy, did we get good responses. Email steve@teamtrumpnj.us. steve@teamtrumpnj.us. Let me know that A, you would like to receive our Make America Great Again newsletter. B, let me know that you want to be part of this team, and if you want information about the December 10th meeting that we're having in Monroe Township, New Jersey, by all means, let us know. In fact, I'll make it easy for you. If you just email me and put MAGA in the narrative box, we'll send you everything. But that meeting on December 10th is going to be critically important. I have invited leaders from the New Jersey GOP. I've invited them. I want to embrace everyone we possibly can. We must stand united for this president. We must, folks. I've already heard from some groups, well, they're doing their thing. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to battle, folks, when it comes to combat, and this is what this is, a political battle, political combat, political warfare, you go out united in full strength with all the power that you have, and you overwhelm the opposition. And we're going to overwhelm them with truth. We're going to overwhelm them with getting the vote out. And we're going to overwhelm them like at no other time in the history of the state of New Jersey and across the country. We're going to be giving birth, folks. We're going to be giving birth to Team Trumps all over the country. I've heard from people in Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Virginia, California, Montana. I've heard from people all over the country. They want to do what we're doing in New Jersey. And some of them are coming December 10th. You're going to have a great buffet. You're going to have a lot of food to eat. But most of all, you're going to be able to network with Team Trump supporters throughout the state of New Jersey, in every county. So we're gonna start here, all right, little here, and then we're gonna grow, and we will be a force that's gonna be reckoned with come 2018 midterm elections, and from there, we're gonna build towards the 2020 re-election of President Donald J. Trump. So that's it. Thank you for joining me tonight. We'll keep you posted from time to time. I pop up on Periscope and Facebook. I'm in Manhattan, Fox News, CNN. We're all over the place. But remember, folks, December 10th, that's going to turn. That'll be a turning point for this state. Yeah, even after this last election, because I haven't give up. I want to see, and I know a lot of you want to see, New Jersey become that shining city on a hill that we've talked about. We have a president. We have a leader who's going to take that torch, and he's going to ignite it, and truly, from the coast of New Jersey to the coast of California, this country, the United States of America, will become that shining city on a hill under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump. It'll happen, folks. Believe me, it is going to happen, so long as we stick together and work together to make America great again. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America. And always keep all of this in prayer. There's a lot of power in prayer. Thank you. Good night.